Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the Football Report. Today, we're going to talk about the Cowboys wrapping up the win versus the Falcons. Mike, what was your feeling on this game?
Man, a roller coaster emotions, right? They came out in the first quarter and was just fumbling palooza, and the the two fake punts that the 4th and 5, and then the Chris Jones short pass to Darian Thompson there. I liked it. I'm gonna be honest. I liked the call. Now the 4th and 5, that was way too long, but just Mike McCarthy to have the balls to go do that kind of stuff says a lot. And so I liked it. The only thing I didn't like, well, there's a lot of things I didn't like, but one of the things that really I scratched my head on was that 2-point conversion play. Like, what play design was that? You got Dalton Schultz, who's having a monster game. You got CeeDee Lamb having a monster game. Amari Cooper, monster game, right? And they do a fake flick and expect Zeke to go get it. That call, that 2-point conversion call, really made me scratch my head, and it kind of PO'd me a little bit because that was just a horrible call down there, Joe. What was your reaction?
It was just a roller coaster of emotions. You know what I mean? Just the start of the game was just absolutely awful. So I'm glad for the victory, but if we didn't get that, we would have lost.
Yeah, absolutely. And the onside kick, man. I mean, just Bones Fossil talked about it being in slow motion on the sidelines, right? Even on my TV, it was slow motion for me too, because it was like it's rolling, there's no way, and then boom, CJ Goodwin fell on it, and my goodness, what I mean, I don't know if that was luck, I don't know if that was by design. Because the Falcons called a timeout before they attempted it to get things together, and I don't know what the Falcons missed. I don't know what 17 that 17 guy or what Hayden Hurst missed, but holy smokes! I mean, that was probably the craziest play I've ever seen in football. Was just that slow watermelon top onside kick.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was a miraculous play. Sometimes you got to have these wild finishes, man. The Cowboys, they had one in this one, and I'm happy for it. You couldn't go 0-2. 0-2, you got a 12% chance of doing anything. So, how big was that, Mike? Just coming out of this 1-1. What did that mean to you in this?
It means a lot. Being down 20-0. And the chances of them, I think I read somewhere, the chances of them actually winning that football game was a 1% chance. Probably slimmer than that. It's good because it shows a lot of things. But here, I'm just going to give you a few, right? It shows Mike McCarthy has balls. It shows that players are believing in a Mike McCarthy system, because I believe under Jason Garrett, I think we probably would have down 40 points, and we probably would have even moved anything, right? It shows that players are buying into what Mike McCarthy is selling. It shows that Bones Fossil kind of knows what the hell he's doing, right? I mean, we've been praising this guy from day one, and he probably finally proved something. This game right here shows a lot, and those are just 3.
Yeah, man. Just like one of those kinds of crazy games that you got to come out with it. So, we're in first place now, NFC East 1-1. I think we're tied with Washington because they got blown away after their comeback win the week before. So, oh man, just we had to have this game because we got Seattle next, Mike, and these guys can light it up on the scoreboard, man.
They can, and we'll touch on those stats later. But I wanted to get into the player stocks rise and fall, and I'm going to break this down here real quick. Dalton Schultz, the rise of a stock right here. All right,
Yeah.
Really battled back day and night between a couple of drop passes in week 1 to almost really having 100 yards in his first career NFL touchdown. I thought Dalton Schultz helped Brandon Knight and Terrence Steele on the edges for chipping, right? Dak was only sacked one time in this game, 4 quarterback hurries. Zeke and Dalton Schultz had a lot to do with that. Brandon Knight, Terrence Steele, that's not the answer. Not saying that it ever will be, but them chipping and helping and getting late releases really helped this football team out and gave Dak a lot of time to throw. But yeah, Dalton Schultz definitely had a stock rise for me, Joe. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Dalton Schultz, man, he had a breakout game. I like how he caught the ball. He looked like he had soft hands. It looked like he knew his plays. He didn't look lost. I mean, he had the drop, but pretty good, man.
And then my next one, Trayvon Diggs. Yes, he had a lucky break with Julio Jones dropping a pass on a wildcat formation. But I mean, Trayvon Diggs, he's Joe likes to call it business decisions, right? He's not scared to make those business decisions. He will come up, he will tackle any running back. Todd Gurley, I mean, I think Fox did a great job breaking down Zeke and Todd Gurley in that football game. Todd Gurley's right there with the best of them. And for Trayvon Diggs to go in there and tackle as a rookie, to tackle this guy, have a one-on-one chance. Yeah, he got burned a little bit on that wildcat. But that's a rookie mistake. But I'm talking about the entire 60 minutes of this football game. Trayvon Diggs really showed that, hey, you had 31 Byron Jones last year, but let me show you what I can do, and let me top Byron Jones, because that, to me, is what he's doing. He has, I mean, just almost getting that pick, keeping up with wide receivers, turning his head, doing all the technique and fundamentals the correct way. And it's just in week 2 as a rookie with minimal training camp. Trayvon Diggs stock has went up for me, Joe. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I love Trayvon Diggs. I like how he looks playing the run. And I thought he had another good game, 2 games in a row now where he looks really good. And the best cornerback out there right now. I don't think anybody has played better than him right now.
Exactly. And then last one for stock went up, and I'll go on some stock downs here. Last one, Joe Thomas, the linebacker, playing Mike. They're leaving Jalen Smith on the weak side linebacker position, and they're giving Joe Thomas the middle linebacker. That's a huge opportunity. That's a huge position in this defense, and I think Joe Thomas was flashy. And dare I say, this linebacker and Joe Thomas is probably the best linebacker we got on the field. We talk about Trayvon Diggs being the best corner. I'm going to say Joe Thomas is the best linebacker on this football team right now.
Yeah, he is, man. I looked at the all 22, and he did, man. He was hitting the holes quick. He came out and busted some plays in the backfield, tackling sideline to sideline. He's clearly the best linebacker there right now. It's not Jalen Smith. It's kind of crazy, but we'll go with it,
Yeah, Jalen Smith in week 1, I think Pro Football Focus had him graded probably one of the bottom 5 linebackers for week 1. And I don't think he really – now, Jalen Smith, the reason why people think that he does really well and that he's very consistent, because he'll make that big play that sticks in the back of your mind, right? And then he'll swipe, celebrate, whatever, and that sticks with you. But if you look at the consistency of what Joe Thomas did in week 2 versus what Jalen Smith did in the first 2 weeks of the season, my hat's off to Joe Thomas, because I really think he put Jalen Smith to shame.
Yeah, he looked like the number one linebacker out there. So sometimes you need some of these players to come out, man, and show out for you. It's sometimes it's the little things like that, like your backup, somebody that really is stepping up. Like I said, they always say next player up. I think Joe Thomas has done really well in being that next player up. You know, there's been so many years in the past where there was the next man up for the Cowboys and it was a complete failure. Joe Thomas, not the case, you know?
Exactly. And he's been on this team. He's been a key special teams part of this football team for 3 or 4 years now. And he's given the opportunity with Mike Nolan and this defense. And we forget Mike Nolan specializes in coaching linebackers. So he's really sponging that knowledge from Mike Nolan on this football field. And I think he's doing one heck of a job. But I'm going to go down the list here to the stock has fallen. Wall Street is broke. And I'm going to start off with Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis, I think Daryl Worley played better than Jordan Lewis yesterday. And yes, he's coming off the injury. Yes, he was injured. But Jordan Lewis, I don't know if it's the number or if it's his mental and where he's at confidently, but he did not look good. His stock, for me, I need that dog back in Jordan Lewis, and he just didn't look like that dog that I know and love, Joe. What do you think about J. Lou stock dropping?
Yeah, I think it was just one of those deals where he's kind of knocking the rust off. But, yeah, he didn't have a good game. Worley, you know, he played a lot better. I agree, man.
And then my last one for stock falls, I got to go with it's hard, you know, because just the players on offense really rallied up, and I'm trying to find something for a fifth player for a stock fall. Let me know in the comment section real quick what you guys think. But if I'm going to go with one, it has to be Jalen Smith. I need more consistency over a guy that just got a bag last year. I need that hesitation to be gone and him to play freely. And for me, my last stock down here, only had 2, but it's Jalen Smith for me, Joe, the Notre Dame product, your favorite college, your favorite collegiate school. But Jalen Smith, to me, man, there's something missing. Now, I'm not completely dogging number 54 at all. The guy could be a beast, but there's a lot of hesitation that he's let hindering him on big plays. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right, man. I don't know, man. I think we've maybe seen the peak of Jalen Smith physically, and he can't make some of the plays. You know, he will make some plays, but he will miss plays. You know, it's just he can be good, but I don't think we'll ever see an excellent top tier elite linebacker from Jalen. You know what I mean? Just being quite honest.
Yeah. And right now the whole chat's saying DeMarcus Lawrence. But with me, I get it. He gets double teamed, and there's no excuse for Tank Lawrence. You know, I just talked about Jalen Smith getting that bag, Joe. But now DeMarcus Lawrence got that same bag, if not a bigger bag, $20 million a year. He's really good at stopping the run, but I need you to sack me a quarterback. Everson Griffin, 1 sack in the entire game. Matt Ryan had all day. Matty Ice all day to throw, right? I need production. Now, there could be a knee tweak. I don't know if you heard anything about that. I haven't got updated yet, but there could be a knee tweak. What do you think?
I think it's time for him to step up, man, or he could be trade bait later in the season because if you're not doing anything right now, are you going to do anything later? He's been kind of inconsistent, man. D-Law, baby. Come on. Show up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. So those are the players' rises and the falls of the player stocks. Joe and I are going to do this every week for you guys. Appreciate it, and keep integrating because I know there's a consistent guys that watch the Frisco Report right here on YouTube Live. So let us know where we're wrong and what player you would pick in there. But the fan side of it is definitely D-Law for the stock fall, but. Joe, the Cowboys got a huge task, right? And let me just say some of these numbers between 2 weeks of football from the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson is 82.5% completions, right? That's in 2 weeks of football. That's great. His long is 54. He has 9 touchdowns in 2 weeks of football to 1 interception. He has a quarterback rating of 88.9. He's not turning the ball over. He's getting touchdowns. His wide receivers are helping him. Russell Wilson right now, Joe, is a huge threat. This D-line, if they can't get to the quarterback, can they at least contain Russell Wilson?
That's what they're going to have to do. Mike Nolan mentioned that in his press conference that, the last couple of teams have been trying to contain him, but he's still going to do his thing no matter what. So he's going to get his plays,
Yeah. And they're really not rushing the ball too much. In 2 games, they got a combined rushing attempt of 50 with 238 yards. That might sound like a lot, but that's between 5 players rushing, including Russell Wilson. He has 68 of those yards. So the running game is not as good. But Russell Wilson, again, can get you. Chris Carson, I have in my fantasy league, and he gets me points, and he gets me a lot of points and for the first 2 weeks of this football league. But this rushing attack, it's not as good as it used to be when they had beast mode and things of that sort. But it will work if you let it work. And you got to contain Russell, and you got to stop this run, Joe.
That's the key, man. That's the biggest challenge is stopping Russell Wilson. I think you game plan him, number 1, DK Metcalf, number 2, Chris Carson, number 3. I think that's the order of who you got to stop, man. When they're all top-notch players, man. So Cowboys gonna have to be on their A game. They can't do any of the craziness they had in this last game, man. They can't,
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to their wide receivers here, Joe. We got DJ Metcalf, 8 receptions, 187 yards, and this guy already has 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns on the year. And then Tyler Lockett, he has 1 touchdown. He has 15 targets. So Russell Wilson likes to target Tyler Lockett a lot for 159 yards. So these are their 2-star wide receivers, Joe. I honestly think we have the corners in the secondary to contain these guys and hold these guys. After what I've seen Trayvon Diggs do with Julio Jones, probably arguably the top 3 wide receiver in the league, I think DK Metcalf is top 5. I think Trayvon Diggs can hang with DK Metcalf, but it all starts with stopping that run. What do you think about how the corners match up and how the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers match up, Joe?
They're gonna have a full day, you know what I mean? So you got DK Metcalf, Lockett, and I forget who's their number 3, but I mean those guys alone there. Greg Olsen, Will Dissly, they have good tight ends. So yeah,
David Moore would be their number 3.
Yeah, David Moore actually had a pretty good game. So special teams, they're just well-rounded, man. For the Cowboys to be in this game, they have to play a perfect game. Any miscues, any fumbles, over. I mean, it just is. This team has looked really good the last 2 weeks. NFC West, I think they're the cream of the crop, man. They are just so complete, dude. As a fan watching the Seattle Seahawks, I'm a fan. I like to watch good football, quality football. Seattle's that, man. Jamal Adams, I mean, our offense is going to have their hands full too. The Jamal Adams he's another wrecking ball. We talked about Aaron Donald being a wrecking ball at the defensive line. Jamal Adams is that, but he comes from the secondary and he's a wrecking ball. The guy is he'll rush the quarterback, he'll beat the crap out of you in the middle of the field, he'll tackle you, he'll cover you, he'll hit your running backs out the backfield. He's a monster, man. I wish we could have got him in the trade, man. As much as I was kind of against it, if the rumor was that they wanted Lyle Collins for Jamal Adams, looking back at it, wow, man, if that was it, we messed up big time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll get on that defense side of the ball here in just a minute. But we're going to talk about the tight ends. They got Greg Olsen and they got Will Dissly, the tight end there. They're not really using much tight ends. They're looking for David Moore, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, these guys. But I feel like you got to watch these guys at the same time because Russell Wilson's going to find anybody to win this game. So Greg Olson's very experienced veteran, right? And he's a lot faster than Jason Witten, but he has that knowledge Jason Witten has. So you don't want to let this guy beat you either, because if you let him slip through your grips, this game could – they're going to – I believe that we can go to a score for score. With this offense, they put up 40 points, but at 30 points just in the second half, kudos to Dak Prescott, played lights out. But we got to watch these tight ends too here, Joe.
Yeah, for sure, man. You're going to have to cover all facets of this offense. But, yeah, tight ends, can't ignore them.
Now, you ready to talk about the defense? Seattle's defense versus our offense, right?
Yeah.
Well, before we do that, let me backtrack here. What's your favorite matchup with our defense versus their offense?
Our defense versus their offense. I think their O-line might be a little suspect. It's not the best, but if anything, that might be it. The Seahawks have had issues for quite a while now trying to shore up that offensive line. So depending on what the game plan is, I'm hoping our guys can get home in this game more. We only have 2 sacks over 2 games. It's not good. We need to get that number going. Washington has 11. We have 2. Like, come on, let's get the sacks going. That enough is enough.
Yeah, they got to get the sacks going. And if you really feel like the Seahawks offensive line could be a little suspect, then I'm with you. Just looking at it real quick, it looks like the Seattle Seahawks has 3 sacks on the year, and Jamal Adams actually has 2 of those sacks. And then Vincent Mayowa, former Cowboy, has 1. So Vincent Mayowa, former Cowboy, has 1, and Jamal Adams has 2 of their sacks. So they're really not getting to the quarterback as much as the Legion of Boom or Doom, whatever you call them, used to. But it's a whole new defense over there now. And I think what did Bruce Irvin get hurt in yesterday or Sunday?
Yeah, I think he got his knee or something. He got knocked out. He looked pretty upset, coming off the sideline. So I don't know what the final injury was, but he looked pretty mad.
Yeah, and then their cornerbacks, Shaquille Griffin and Quentin Dunbar. I think Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, I don't think their corners have a chance. The only thing that could really disturb this defense is Jamal Adams, in my opinion. Bobby Wagner could really disrupt this defense, but as long as this offense stays up tempo, Joe. I mean, we've seen how effective the up tempo offense is. I mean, they put up 30 points in one half of football. And I really think that if they do some up-tempo stuff, they can really exceed and really beat this team. I really think the Cowboys can beat this team. You're on mute, Joe.
I bet. Yeah. So no, I'm not questioning that. I'm more thinking that it's it's just gonna be one of those games where you got to play as perfect as possible. You're on the road. I know they don't have the crowd there, but still, just you gotta be consistent. And we lost one road game. We won our home game. I don't want to be the win one, lose one crap. We've seen that. We've seen that. I don't want to see that anymore. And the whole thing was that McCarthy was going to clean up all that stuff, right? So let's start stacking the wins here. It's going to have to start here, with Seattle. I know it's a hard opponent, but if we're going to be anything this year, this is the kind of team you have to beat in the season. Otherwise, you're a pretender. That's it. That's it, man. You don't beat Seattle here. Yeah, it's early, but this is a litmus test already right out the gate, Mike. When we first broke down the schedule, I saw Seattle as being a pretty good team. That was going to be a good game. But before everything, I thought we can beat those guys. But now that everything has transpired, how the season has started, Seattle's a real deal right now, man. My opinion.
I don't know. I honestly, I respect your opinion, first and foremost. But I honestly think, I mean, who have they played? Who did they play week 1? Help me out.
It was a shootout. I remember that. It was they won 38 to who was it, guys? Who did Seattle play?
Oh, the Falcons. The Falcons
Yeah.
and then the Patriots.
Yeah, so
They put up 38 points against the Falcons, and they put up 35 against the Patriots, right? But we just beat the Falcons, and we gave them 20. We gave them a 20-point head start, right? And the Patriots, I think they're still trying to find their way with Cam, and that sort of thing. So really, if the Cowboys can take that momentum from week 2 and move it into Seattle, I think it would be a true test for both teams. And I'm looking at paper here, and I'm looking at what I saw on Sunday. I think that the Cowboys are more explosive if they can get sacks. Okay? If they can get some sacks and contain Russell Wilson, I really think that this team is more explosive than the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, I'm being dead honest with you.
yeah, there's no doubt about the Cowboys having the potential to be an explosive offense. They've shown it. You know what I mean? I mean, this team can boogie when they need to. 2 touchdowns under 3-minute drives, both of them. So, I mean, that's that level of offense that's right there with the greatest show on turf type of stuff, man. When you can put drives together down the field real quick strikes, that's pretty efficient offense. You know what I mean? If they can just be more consistent with it, the sky's the limit. But man, the key is that offensive line. You know what I mean? That's the key of the whole thing is that offensive line.
Absolutely. And I felt like week 1 against the Rams, I don't think the Cowboys put enough on film to learn from. So, I mean, 17 points, a lot of 3-and-outs. I mean, the defense had a lot of holes against the Falcons, a lot of wide open on the left side there. And I think it was 39-40 for crying out loud. I think there's a lot of film and a lot of tape because they really opened up some things and they put a lot of things on tape, right? And I think that if I don't think the Cowboys really could learn too much from week 1, except, maybe fundamentals and really missing things here and there. But I think this Atlanta Falcon game, I think is the perfect game to get things cleaned up and push that momentum into Seattle.
Yeah, it's all about taking that momentum, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody saw the post-game reaction, the team with Mike McCarthy. That was awesome, man. I love seeing that. So they needed that. They wanted to get their first win for their coach. So you see the camaraderie in the locker room. Like you said, I want to see them bring that momentum into this game and smack these guys in the mouth, man. You know what I mean? Let's be a bully. I want this team to bully people and not be bullied. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm going to touch on something real quick too, because a lot of people, I just gave Jalen Smith a bad grade, and I gave
not good, man.
Jordan Lewis a bad grade.
Why are you bagging on my boy? No, I'm just kidding.
I gave him a bad grade, but I really think this defense is. I think they're doing better than what people are thinking they're doing collectively as a unit, not individually, but collectively. Think about it for a second. They held the Rams to 20 points, right? And the offense should have put up more points. The offense puts up more points, we win this ball game. Easier said than done, right? They held their backs was against the wall against Atlanta Falcons with Calvin Ridley, with Julio Jones, with that other number 83, I don't know his name, right? Their back was against the wall. There's not a lot of things you can do when you get off the field because they just fumbled 3-4 times in a row. But they held them when the offense took care of themselves. They held them to 10 points in the second half. I really think that this now, once they can start getting those sack numbers, and I'm talking about the Cowboys defense here. Once they start getting those sack numbers, I think this defense can really be top 3 in this league. If they can get those sack numbers up and get some more turnovers, I think that they can get at least a top 3 defense in this league. And I'm not speaking of a homer. I'm just looking at the stats and what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
and I'm dead serious. I think this defense ain't getting enough credit.
Yeah, Yeah, I just for me, I don't like the defense where it's at right now. You know, you got a lot of 1 year guys on here that you're kind of banking the defense on. You know, um, it is a transition year for the defense in my eyes. I think you're transitioning to what hopefully will be a 3-4 full time, because the hybrid thing, I don't like that idea. To me, that's a mask for we don't really have the personnel for either of these, so let's make it a hybrid and it's a mix of the two. To me, that's masking. You know what I mean? So obviously for me, they need to add more talent on that defense. Our defensive tackles, Poe, he didn't have a good game. He couldn't beat one-on-ones. Novell Gallimore, he's still getting his feet under him. Tristan Hill, to me, had a good game. And I really like what he's putting on tape. He's looked good the last 2 weeks. But Tyron Crawford's done, man. He's got no bend. He's not getting there.
He's playing stiff.
He's stiff. It's the hips. You know what I mean? It is. I mean, he still has a little bit here and there, but you can tell that he's struggling out there to get any kind of pressure. So the defensive tackle, that's a position that we talked about in the offseason, Mike, and here we are again getting run over here and there. But like you said, now they did when they needed to lock it down in the second half of this game, they did. And I don't know if that was, the speech that Mike McCarthy gave, it lit a fire under these guys or whatever, but they show that they can do it when they want. So to me, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking more consistency. I think that's what it is.
And that's fair.
We're doing really good in the second half. You look at the first half, consistency. You know what I mean?
And that is fair. And that is fair. Like I said, I'm not giving excuses out to anybody. But, they had a little and this goes for the whole 32 teams in the National Football League, right? They're learning a new scheme. They're trying to disguise more. There's more than just go like this on defense, right? Put your hand in the wide receiver. Which Jalen Smith needs to learn the new technique because he's doing crap from last year. Turn your damn head, Jalen Smith. That goes for everybody, right? But I don't know. I think I'm seeing a change and a Swift in this defense, and maybe it's just me seeing it, but I think that this defense by week 4, there's no more excuses, and I think this defense is going to be all hands on deck, going balls a-blazing forward. I believe that. Yeah,
well, we'll see. This it'll be to be determined. So hopefully, that's what we all want. But it was a tale of two halves. This game was really, this past game was a tale of two halves. So the Cowboys, like I said, you can't have that tale of two halves versus Seattle. You gotta do a complete whistle to whistle game. Don't turn it over and contain, Russell Wilson as best as you can, because like Coach Nolan said, they will do their best to contain, but he will get his plays. So let's just hope those plays that he gets are not big splash plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but let me ask you this though. Let's go back to those fumbles real quick. Now, Dak fumbled, right? Dalton Schultz fumbled. TP fumbled, but his knee down, or his knee was down or something. And then Zeke fumbled. Zeke, Dak, and Dalton Schultz fumbled this ball. Was it not protecting the ball because that guy was going in there and punching him? Was it self-awareness? Was it carelessness? What do you think boiled down to those mistakes back to back to back like that?
I think it was. I think it was just the concentration thing. Not going back to your fundamentals. I think they just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these games for the Cowboys are starting out like preseason games. Like they're still trying to get their feet under them. But the second half, I felt like that switch flipped for them. And that's really what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we can continue that into the first quarter of this game, because if we go back to this nonsense of jacking around and doing stupid things, forget it, man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that, man. If you're a winning team, you can't come out here being sloppy football. You know what I mean? You just can't.
Yeah. No, great points. Guys, get ready for your questions. Go ahead and put them in the comment section below. Remember, you are listening to the Frisco Report right here on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean. The FriscoReport.com is where you can find all access. So if you're in the car or you missed the show and you're listening to the playback here, you always follow us on Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean, and then right here on Cowboys Blogs Replay.
Absolutely. Great plug there, Mike. You should go ahead and record that and use that as some sort of intro.
There you go. There you go.
Know? But yeah, man, just this game coming up. A couple of other items we can talk about, Mike, is as far as the state of the Cowboys right now. Do you feel through 2 games? What is your weak spot on this team? Like, where would you spend draft allocation after 2 games? Where are you spending the draft pick after 2 games?
After 2 games, I'm going tight end.
Okay.
In the first or second round, definitely tight end. Now, shout out to Dalton Schultz. Shout out to Bulldozer Bell or whatever his name is. I thought he made a clutch third down catch, right? But I'm going tight end. I need to protect myself, right? Because who's behind Blake Bell, an undrafted guy, and that's scary to me. So right now my draft's looking like tight end and linebacker for sure, and a defensive tackle. That's where I'm investing that's where I'm allocating my draft pick show.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, tight end might be in there. Blake Jarwin, the knee. How will he look? With the ACL. So we'll see with that. But I like what we're seeing from Dalton Schultz. For me, after 2 games, I think I'm going linebacker. After 2 games, we're too beat up there right now. I do like what we're getting out of Joe Thomas. But I'll have to see a full season. Maybe they extend Joe Thomas during the season, man. Our bye week's right at the middle. You know what I mean? Like, if they see 8 games, half a season of really good play from Joe Thomas, I could see the team giving him an extension. But still, I would still look at linebacker. That's kind of where that and safety for me are my top 2 through 2 games. Everybody, let us know in the comments and chat box. Through 2 games, where are you spending draft capital on these guys right now? Let us know.
That's a good point. That's a real good point. And it seemed like Xavier Woods wasn't on the field that much. It looked like Darian Thompson and Daryl Worley was more on the field than number 25. And I don't know what's going on, if it's an injury with 25 with Xavier Woods. I mean, did you notice that too? 25 wasn't on the field as much, Joe?
It might have been the formation that they were running, but I thought that Xavier Woods actually had a pretty good game. He played really well in the box, I thought, and made some good tackles, one-on-one solo tackles. So I thought he had a solid game. I really didn't notice that he was out for a batch of plays or anything.
Yeah, that was weird. Jonathan Cook says, I'm drafting a left tackle, the blind side. What do you think about Jonathan Cook's comment there, Joe?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, tackle. What is Lyle Collins going to be? Is he going to be the guy that you can count on, or is this going to be a continuing thing that he's going to start doing now about coming in here out of shape? So I'm hoping that's not the case. But then you really got to look at Tyron Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like we're sitting on a ticking time bomb with all the crazy injuries he's had. Backs and necks, that's serious crap, dude. So I know everybody wants to say, this and that, but at some point you're gonna have to do something there. I like Brandon Knight right now. He kind of looks like a Doug Free light to me. His feet are kind of heavy coming out the blocks, but he held up pretty for the most part. He reminds me of a Doug Free, you know what I mean? So maybe we got a little bit of a gem there, but yeah, man, offensive tackle, it's gonna have to come pretty soon.
Yeah, you're right. David said they were rotating safeties the whole game because Mike Nolan's still trying to figure out who's going to be opposite of Xavier Woods.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they are doing that, and that's why I say safety is after 2 games is one of my draft needs, because they don't have a guy there. I don't know if they have a long-term answer there. It's Darian Thompson, nah, man, and then Donovan Wilson. I thought something was going to happen there. So, yeah. Give me a legit pick there. Let's do it. Stop messing around. Let's do it.
Soup Trap said Doug Free, Stargazer, because you called him Doug Free Light.
Yeah. Doug Free Light, man. You heard it here first, guys.
Doug Free Light.
Doug
Ruben said Schultz played a hell of a game, and he's only will get better with time as a starter.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Dalton Schultz, it was a coming out party, man. Like, we saw what happened. He had I think he kind of had a little bit of player shock that he was the main guy when Jarwin got out, because he didn't look that good in that game, if we're being honest, right? Game 1. But you turn around in game 2, I felt like maybe he really dug his nose more into the playbook. Now you're the starter, right? Maybe it was that. I don't know. But, man, I like the way he's catching the ball. He looks like he has soft hands. He's not a body catcher. He'll catch it. His hands look soft. So I do like Schultz, man. Yeah.
If you guys been following me a lot here on YouTube, I used to be a part of a roundtable, and I went to bat in a lot of debates for Dalton Schultz, and I felt like Jason Garrett and that coaching staff was kind of holding him back. And I honestly think that Mike McCarthy's staff is, not training him, but developing him and getting him going. And what Schultz did at Stanford, I like how that's translating the blocking. And he at Stanford, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he had 9 balls thrown to him. All 9 were caught. So the hands were there. I think the lights were just a little bit too big for him week 1. But I've been a big fan of Dalton Schultz, that 4th round pick, since day 1. And this isn't a surprise to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see him come out, man. 4th round pick out of Stanford. Stanford is pretty well known for putting out tight ends into the league. So we might have a little gem here, man. Like I said, kind of like Joe Thomas, sometimes it takes somebody good to be the next man up. Like I said, last couple of seasons, we haven't had those kinds of next man up players. So far, man, these two guys, Joe Thomas and Schultz, man, they're next man up. They look good.
Yes. Yeah, so let's talk about our rookie, though, real quick. CeeDee Lamb, breaking ankles over there, getting a 26-yard important 26-yard, right? Has in the first 2 games, how do you think our first-round pick in CeeDee Lamb looks?
I love CeeDee Lamb, man. I'm a big fan of CeeDee Lamb. I thought he looked good his first 100-yard game. I did a video on that. If you guys didn't check that out, go check it out. That's a badass video. Okay, so I documented every catch he made, and these were all like, he looks like a polished vet out there. You know what I mean? Like, he's running the route, catching the ball in stride, going up, climbing the ladder for some of these passes. Like, dude's legit, man. He's legit. I'm glad CeeDee Lamb is on our team, and I don't know if Jerry Jeudy would have been better. I think CeeDee Lamb was he looks like he's the better receiver right now out of all the rookies that are in the league. I've kind of been looking around the league, Mike, and he looks, he looks so good, man. I love CeeDee Lamb.
that first down celebration,
oh yeah, I love that.
Dude, that right there, dude. I swear to God, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I've watched the NFL highlights of the Falcons and Cowboys probably 15 to 20 times now. I have no life. I know, sad. But that first down, dude, it gets me every time, dude. I like that first down celebration.
Yeah, it's like he's got his own little thing. Zeke's got the feed me deal, and CD's got that whatever the heck that is, man. First down finger. I don't know what the heck he calls it, but man, what a player, man. I think he's really gonna be the next superstar for the Cowboys. I mean, he's wearing 88, so team thought very high of him to give him that number. 88 club is a small club.
Very small. Very small. And yet you have to make a big name or you'll be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of 88s that wore that jersey that people don't even know.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. No, everyone loved the Cowboy fan talk in the house, guys. Go give him a subscribe. He said that first down celebration was fire 4 times. And then, Chris said, I'm glad we drafted CeeDee Lamb. Then some, yeah.
Here's one.
So,
Here's one I was
yeah.
looking for. I lost track of this one. I wanted to come back to it. Nick White, Jeff Kavanaugh had said Cheeto is better than Diggs so far. I don't agree. Do you? Also, Lewis looked terrible. Yeah, Nick. For me, I think it's really close, but I go with I'm going with Trayvon Diggs. I think he's been the better cornerback. I know that Cheeto got he has the interception, but I feel that Trayvon has just been doing a good job. Yeah, consistent, and he plays run support well, man. This guy will get in the scrum. But Byron Jones, as good as he was not a scrum player. I mean, getting your nose in there, making the tackles. Trayvon Diggs is impressive, man. Second round pick? Wow, man.
And they had a first round grade on him too, by the way. The Cowboys stole that. But I what he said, Kavanaugh said Cheeto's better than Diggs so far. Well, it depends because Jeff Kavanaugh is probably looking at the whole picture, right? Watching Julio Jones beat him on that Wildcat formation. Maybe some little rookie mistakes. Cheeto's a seasoned veteran. They pretty much gave him the keys before they even drafted Trayvon Diggs to go be CB1. But I think Trayvon Diggs, besides the rookie mistakes, I think they both tackle the same, right? I think Cheeto and Trayvon Diggs tackle the same. But Cheeto ain't scared to go hit any running back, right? Yeah. So they got that. But I think coverage-wise, man-to-man wise, I think Trayvon Diggs has Cheeto beat in that aspect. I think more zone. I'll give zone coverage to Cheeto than I would our second round pick in Diggs. But I think there's some pros and there's some cons on both ends. But right now, consistently, I got to give the edge to Diggs. And then yes, Lewis looked terrible out there yesterday or Sunday.
Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping it's rust. Right, I'm hoping it's just him needing to get his feet under him and a little bit of some rust because he missed a lot of training camp there towards the end. So hoping that's it because we can't have him out there if he's going to keep playing like that, So I'm attributing it to that. Let's hope it's that. All right, guys. What else we got here in the chat box, guys? Velvet hands on that TD. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Soup Trap. He looks like he has really soft hands. So catches the ball really well.
Yes, he does.
Schultz. Yeah, Schultz getting a lot of love tonight. Let's see what else we got here. Darren McConnell, Joe Thomas, Allen Smith, and Diggs are looking like our best defensive players. Agree. I agree on all those players. Allen Smith, I think, is he has, man. He's been better than Everson Griffin, better than DeMarcus Lawrence. And these guys, I like how he's looking.
There was a play, and Alden Smith was basically triple teamed. But the third guy, I think it was the running back or a tight end or someone could get to him, and he fought through both of those, ignored that third block, and still made a tackle on Todd Gurley, right? I need more of that from Tank Lawrence. I think Tank Lawrence needs to sit down with Alden, watch all 22 together, and say, how do you do this, bro? You've been out of the game for 5 years. I've been in it 5 years straight. Help me out.
Yeah. Hey, low-key shade over here. Low-key shade by Mike over here. That's a good one, bro. I like that. Nah, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean, man. I totally agree. Great comment there, David. Excuse me. I've been eating snacks, man. I haven't had dinner yet. Excuse me, man. I've been trying to sneak in snacks throughout the show.
Oh, we can see you, Joe. You're on camera.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding.
So everybody, forgive me for that if you would. I know you guys can do me a solid every now and then.
Oh yeah. The show still is going on, flowing like nothing's even happening.
Diggs almost got a pick. Yeah, so that's what I kind of mentioned earlier. And another one of my streams or one of my videos. I don't even remember now. Every day is a blur. But these guys are looking back towards the ball, right? And it's clearly a difference. And this is Al Harris all the way because with Rashard and these guys, it seemed like the Cowboys would never turn their head to even try to attempt to snatch a ball. These Cowboys, we keep seeing it over and over again. They are actually looking back and trying to grab the ball. I love that. Eventually, we're going to start getting picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see what other
beat the quarterback.
comments we got in here, guys.
Well, here we go. Jonathan Cook said, "What do y'all think about Daryl Worley?" I like him. I'm gonna be honest. I like the guy. I like the versatility. I like that he reads quarterbacks' eyes. He got burnt on a slant and some things there, but I like Daryl Worley. I really do.
Yeah. I think Daryl Worley played pretty well, man, in this game. And I really wasn't sure how he was going to look this season. Coming in as a free agent. You see him kind of bounce around from some teams here. He does have starter reps, so I was interested to see how he was going to fit into this secondary, and he's doing well, man. He's impressed me so far. He's one of the better players back there, actually.
I think so.
Yeah.
The lunatic in the house. He said, "Are you trusting the safety by committee, Joe?"
No, I'm not, and I don't like it, and that's why I'm saying that. Again, it's one of my top draft targets after 2 games. I don't like safety. I don't like it right now. I just don't. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, man, Darian Thompson and buy into it and try to sell some bull crap when I don't believe it. No, I don't like the safety by committee. I want a premium pick. Get me a safety, please, because every season it seems like we're talking about, man, we got to get Earl. We got to get Jamal. We got to get Derwin James. I mean, there's all these guys that fans want from other teams. Can we please spend a high pick on one?
I'm gonna be honest. I think with a combination of Xavier Woods and Daryl Worley, and I even like Darian Thompson. I think he's not scared to make business decisions either. He'll go down on the goal line and hit somebody in the mouth. I don't know. I wouldn't call it by committee. I think it's still more of, real game time decisions that Mike Nolan has to make. Will it bite us sometimes? Yes. But at the end of the day, when the season goes on, we're going to have the better 2 back there. But I like it right now because it's all about competition. Because if Mike Nolan's rolling these guys out, they know when they got their chance that, especially, let's say, Daryl Worley made a play, right? And Darian Thompson obviously sees that he made a play. Darian Thompson's going to go make a play. So I like this committee on the safety side. I think it's really competition. I think it's bringing a lot of good things out on this team. But I like it from that aspect. But you can ignore all this and, like Joe said, get a premium pick. But I like the competition that it's bringing by the committee of it.
Yeah. 2 varying answers. I hope we answered your question, the lunatic. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. Great question. What else we got in here, guys? Got great questions and comments in the chat box. Appreciate everybody that's watching live. Make sure you guys hit like on this video if you would. Helps out the channel immensely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Michael Beers, he makes a good point. No Earl, safety wouldn't solve our problems. And I think he's right because what we've been talking about, the front 7, really, we've been talking about how the corners are playing good, even with bad front 7 play, besides, Alden Smith and Joe Thomas, right? But if you're going to trade for anybody right now, give me a defensive tackle. We got Randy Gregory coming back here soon. How's he going to look? Plug and play. He's already practicing, getting in game shape. So give me a defensive tackle because you're right. We can go get Earl Thomas. We can go get all these guys, but your front 7's still going to stink it up. And then we're going to be like, why did we get Earl Thomas? This guy's washed up. Well, it's not because he's washed up. It's because our front 7 sucks.
No, it's a good point. Like I said, I didn't like Dontari Poe in this game at all. Couldn't beat even one-on-ones, let alone, he's going to take on 2 gaps and this and that. He ain't doing it. I mean, he's doing it here and there, but not like he was getting hyped up to be this, like, awesome answer at the one tech. I looked at every play, and I don't know if I'll release that video or not. I'm actually looking at another player. I'll have that video out later in the week. But I was looking at Poe. I was like, let me look at this guy. He was getting beat on one-on-ones. The whole thing was he's going to take on 2 double teams and open up so-and-so and this and that. He ain't doing it. He's not.
Yeah, it's just 346 pounds of.
But you're absolutely right. It's get a defensive tackle. I agree, man. Snacks Harrison, a lot of us have mentioned this during the offseason. He's still out there, and people are like, "You don't want him in here. We lost Gerald McCoy. Why do you want another one tech?" Well, if you can get better, you can get better, right? Been saying this all season, man, and it still applies. It still applies.
Yeah. I mean, because you look at what Jay Ratliff did for, Hatcher, right? I mean, yeah. As long as you get one guy in there that can really plug the middle up, it's going to make another guy look good. And it's going to make another guy look real good. But look at Jay Ratliff's talent, though, and that frog leaped Jason Hatcher's career.
Frog leaped, or maybe leapfrog.
Leapfrog, whatever.
Hey, dude. Hey, Mike is talking like Yoda here tonight. Forgive him.
a frog leap, you are.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Soup Trap. Any chance of sliding Everson inside once Gregory comes back? They've actually slid him inside. I've seen a couple of plays where they are giving him some looks there at 3-tech and combination. But surprisingly, well, maybe not too surprisingly, Tristan Hill got a majority of the 3-tech snaps. It was a beautiful thing. He's looking good, Mike. Tristan Hill, he's looking good. Gallimore and Crawford, like we talked about Crawford, it's not happening for him right now.
Tristan Hill, is that who we're talking about? I'm replying to a comment. I'm sorry.
Any chance of sliding Everson inside once Gregory gets back? What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
No. I don't even like Everson Griffin playing on the left side. To be honest with you, get him on the right side. That's what he knows. He's averaged like 8 sacks a year on the right side. Leave him on the right side and go get him. I don't quit moving him different positions. I get to understand position flex, but if you can't position flex, don't position flex him. He got a sack on the left side. I get it, but keep him on the right, please. Yeah,
I agree. But I can't wait to get Gregory back into the mix here because as it stands right now, 2 sacks, they ain't gonna get it done, man. They just ain't getting it done. I don't want the excuses about they ran these plays and beat the pass rush. I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They
weren't doing that 100% of the time. That was more of their up-tempo type of play. They still had regular, 5 steps back and things like that. And dude, he was still getting the ball out. So pressure is the name of the game, man. Pressure is the name of the game, and we got to have it. And I think part of this whole deal, Mike, about calling this defense a hybrid defense, I think they really need to sit back, and I think they should have done this before the season. Is like, what are we going to run mostly? 4-3, 3-4.
I think you can see the transition. I think next year we're going to be a 3-4 football team. Just because of the pieces they're adding, they're experimenting with a few other players. I really think that by next year, if not late this year, we could be in a 3-4 type of system. And a lot of players that we know and love could be getting traded, and we can get some other players from different teams, player for player or player for draft picks. I don't know. I think you're going to see a big overhaul to transition to a 3-4 because that's what Mike Nolan does best.
Yeah. Yeah, they really got to revamp that. I think. Okay, do you remember when the Cowboys were doing the wide receiver by committee? Do you remember all that?
We do.
They had Allen Hurns and this and that. I feel like the defensive line is what the wide receiver committee was right now. You got a bunch of guys that have some name recognition, and they're on 1-year deals. You know what I mean? So,
and it's been like that for years.
Yeah, so I think they got to.
But they missed on a few players, though. Charles Tapper and all these other guys, Taco Charlton. They missed a lot in drafts.
That's a great point. We could have had T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt would have made it easy for us to transition to a 3-4 because then you would have had Gregory on one side, T.J. Watt on the other side. Oh man,
the thinking of what could have been.
What could have been? That was your session. What could have been? But yeah, man, it is, man. The name of the game is pressure. The trench war, right? Who's going to win it? And for this game, for the Seattle game, I do like our matchups on against their offensive line. I really do. I feel like Seattle, if one weak spot on their entire team, to me, it's the offensive line. Now, Cowboys need to exploit that and make something of it, because previous season before, we've had opportunities to exploit weaknesses against other teams, and we were never able to exploit or game plan those weaknesses. So hopefully, we'll have something for these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they will. I mean, we're talking about the Cowboys in Seattle. I'm telling you, I really think that this game tape for week 2 is going to help the defense, is going to help the offense. I mean, all it did was really give CeeDee Lamb more knowledge of the game, how to run routes, how to break ankles. Amari Cooper had a nice grab. Dak Prescott was just resilient, came through clutch for us. I think this week 2 game, it was as ugly as it was, but how you learn from mistakes is you watch that film, right, and you apply it for next week. If the Cowboys secure the ball, I really think they could have easily won this football game. Seriously, I really do. But I really think that this game film, these fundamentals, right, I really think that it's going to help them in week 3 against the Seahawks. And I got a $100 bet, and I'm ready to count my Benjamin.
Not Benjamin. Mike is on fire tonight. I'm telling you guys. Hey, bro, look at this one here. Daniel Stevens, $4.99. This show shouldn't be free. Thank you, Daniel. Man,
thank you, Daniel.
You. And I can't do it without my guy here. Mike is such a great co-host, and that's why he's with me here, man. That's why we do this together for you guys. Actually, I mean, we like to talk about the Cowboys, but appreciate that, bro.
No, I appreciate that, Daniel. I couldn't do it without Joe here. He gave me the call. He said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this show. What do you think?" And I was like, "Taco Tuesday it is. Let's go."
Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's been a fun ride, man.
It has. It's almost been 2 years.
It's going by quick. This is a great one here. Sergio Morales. Elliott is 3rd in rushing. What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
I like it. And Tyron Smith was out. Lyle Collins is out. You got Joe Looney in at center. Kudos. Yeah. Seriously, I give props. I give props to Mike McCarthy, to Joe Philbin, to Skip Pete. I give props to all these guys because they're not making excuses. And Zeke can get better. This offensive line can get better, absolutely. But I love where Zeke's at, and I'm just glad there's no excuses there that we could be making if he wasn't 3rd.
Yeah. 3rd is really good, and the part that I love is that he really came into this season looking like a rejuvenated. You talk about a player being rejuvenated. He looks like 2015 Ohio State Buckeye Ezekiel Elliott right now. Forget 2016, 2015 Ezekiel Elliott. That's who's out there right now.
That's what it's looking like.
That's what he is right now. I love
it,
man.
The way he trucked that safety. Yeah. Oh my God, dude! That guy didn't even have a fighting chance, and it didn't even look like Zeke hit him hard either, dude. I mean, that was crazy.
Physical back, man. A big physical presence like that coming at you, shoot, I wouldn't want to take that on, man. Yeah, when he lowers his shoulder, he's fighting for every yard. He's staying inbounds, fighting for yards,
falling forward, moving feet.
Forward. Yeah, looking for that first down marker. He's looking so good right now, man. He's looking really good. Him and Dak, they are looking lights out right now, guys. If they just fix these little issues right now,
exactly,
we can be in business, man. So
I think the Cowboys have a couple more 40 burgers on the plate if they can stay disciplined.
Yeah, stay disciplined, and the turnover is the biggest thing. Get that continuity. We'll get Lyle after this week. We will have made it through the 3 weeks, assuming he's ready to go. Because they said, that was the minimum would be 3 weeks for Lyle. So hopefully that's the case, man. Hopefully that's the case.
Yeah.
What else we got in here, guys?
The lunatic said, "Give me a player on offense and defense you want to see have a better game versus Seattle."
Okay. Give me a player on offense who I want to see play better, right? So on offense, who I want to see play better is going to be, man, I want to see Michael Gallup.
Ooh.
I think he's been a little bit quiet. I love the clutch buttocks catch. That was great.
The backside, all right.
Backside catch, but it's been a little quiet for him, man. You know, I thought he would be a little bit more explosive so far, and maybe that's a testament to him. Maybe he's getting different coverages. So that's something I want to go back and take a look at as far as how they're covering Gallup, because it's been a little quiet. You know what I mean? So that would be my offensive guy, the lunatic. On defense, who do I want to see play better? On defense, for me, Dontari Poe. He's got to play better and open up more for the linebackers, because these guys are still getting blown up at the second level. And they're able to earn chunks on the running game, and I don't like that. I don't like these guys running on first down, and here we are, second and short. That ain't going to cut it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, I'm going to start with defense first. I'm going to go with Jalen Smith. He has a huge task in containing and spying Russell Wilson. I think you're going to see, because Jalen Smith really spy Russell Wilson almost on every play. So I want to see him be elusive, side to side, play loose, and help contain Russell Wilson there on the QB spy aspect of it. So I'm looking there. And then on the offense side of the ball, good call out. Good call out. I want to see Connor Williams have a better game on the offense side of the ball. He had two big tests, week 1 and week 2, but this is where men are made, right? Third time's a charm. I want to see Connor Williams have a better game. Great question, lunatic.
Great question indeed, and that was a great selection by you, Mike. Connor Williams, yeah, man. If I could do a redo, I would do that one. But I still like mine. I want to see Gallup.
I like Gallup.
Let's get it going, baby.
You know what? It's crazy you said Gallup, because during the game I was like, "Where the F is Gallup?" And then he had the post route, and I was like, "Oh, there he is."
There he is with the clutch catch.
Yeah.
So yeah. I love Michael Gallup. He's one of my favorite players, man. I want to see him succeed.
Dude's a baller. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mike McCarthy. The guy's the number one wide receiver all day long.
Yeah, number one all the way, man. Great question, the lunatic. Appreciate you, man. Let's see what else I got here, guys. See if we'll take maybe one or two more before we.
2 more questions.
We'll do 2 more.
I'm feeling pretty good than that.
Yeah, let's see what else we got here, guys. Questions and comments. Let's see. Here's one by the Guru, Mike.
The Guru.
Will Kellen Moore be aggressive on the road versus Seattle, or will Kellen be conservative on the road, Mike?
Great question, and it's really hard to say. I just want now, if up tempo is being aggressive, then I guess I want him to be aggressive. Because this offense they're more fluid to me. When I think they had like 3 80-yard, 90-yard drives or whatever it was and they scored up tempo wise, and I just want them to be up tempo. And I need this defense to stay ready, get another 3 and out, and go down there and score again. I don't want that Chip Kelly Philadelphia Eagle crap where they're scoring in 90 damn seconds. But I want some good methodical drives, up tempo, smart decision. And if you go for a 2-point conversion in this game, do not do that stupid play you did against the Falcons, the little toss out to Zeke. That crap pissed me off.
Hey, man. Okay, that was a good play that kind of made me like, what the heck? Hey, dude, but the one that I really didn't like, and even McCarthy mentioned this, was that sneak. It was like, what, 4th and 5 or some crazy
4th and 5, yeah. He said he could have it back. Yeah.
Yeah, he said if you could have that one back. So, and it was funny.
I like that, though.
Even in the commentary, they were like, that's a bit far. What is he doing?
Yeah, it is a bit far, but it just shows that Mike McCarthy ain't going to back down. We're going to win this game.
I do though.
Yeah,
That he's going for it. You know, we've been asking for that with Garrett here not being that, so we can't have it
and-
both ways. So I'm like, yeah,
exactly.
I'm
You took the
fine with
words right
it.
out of my mouth because I was about to tell the fans, listen, we scolded Garrett
Yeah,
for being too conservative. Now
yeah.
we got a coach that has some cojones, and now we're gonna bash him for trying to win us the game. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's praise our head coach for trying to put us in the best position to win. And we
Yeah.
did win, by the way.
Yeah. Great question there, the guru. Let's see what else I got here,
Well,
guys.
one more question. Who's it gonna be?
One question. Let's do this one. This will get people going. This will get people rattled in the comments.
Rattle dazzle.
Here we go, Mike. If D-Law doesn't step it up, will the Cowboys move on from him, trade him?
I gotta look. What's his guarantees like? That's what I gotta look at.
Well, I do
Because-
know this. I know that after 2 years, the Cowboys have done really good in building in these 2-year ejection buttons. I call them the ejection button, where after 2 years into his contract, they could cut bait and the hit wouldn't be so bad and he'll be off the books quicker. So, but yeah, man, I think it's one of the topics of the week. If you think about it, people have been talking about DeMarcus Lawrence. Where's the production? They asked him about it on 105.3 Fan. They asked Jerry about it. So this is a topic on fans' minds and media. So it's kind of getting out there as far as where's DeMarcus Lawrence? You know what I mean?
If we trade him in 2021, it'll be $19 million in dead money. If we trade him in 2022, it'll be an $8 million cap saving. So 2022's will 2 years, like Joe just said, would be where you can trade him. But for the next 2 years, he's locked in. You don't really want to take on all that cap hit.
Yeah, that pretty much answers that there. Let's just hope that he gets whatever needs to happen. Get going. Yeah, just get going for me, baby. Ruben Esparza, how many hats do you own? Great question, because actually what I'm planning to do here as we do more of these videos, I'm going to have one cap every show, a different cap.
That's 300. Oh, that's 52 caps.
You'll be seeing my whole barrage, because I do have my favorites. This is one of my favorites, guys. I know you guys, a lot of them, I get comments on this one, but I do have my favorites. This is one of them that I kind of have in heavy rotation, but I want to bring back some of the oldies, some of the goodies from back in the day when I first started this. So I'm going to bring these into rotation.
See, yours is hats. Mine is shirts and polos, cowboy shirts and polos and jerseys. Like, I'm not much of a hat guy. I mean, I'll wear a hat, in videos and stuff. If I got a messy hair or whatever the case might be there, but I'm more of like an apparels guy. If I have to get a hat, I'll get a hat. But give me a shirt, give me a jersey before I'll get a hat.
The lunatic. I love this guy. We had a historic win versus Atlanta. Now let's have a statement win versus Seattle. Dallas Cowboys for life. Puro pinche Cowboys.
Puro pinche Cowboys.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. So, yeah, man. Let's get it done. A statement win. That's really what we need. Put the league on notice that we are the real deal, a contender, and not a pretender.
That's it.
That's it, guys. And I think that'll be it for tonight. Appreciate you bearing with me while I was eating my snacks earlier on in the show. Appreciate you guys. I haven't eaten yet. I'm starving out of my mind. So appreciate all you guys. And Mike, appreciate you. Let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already.
Yeah, Joe has it right here, right underneath me, @_Cowboys Corner on Twitter, Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube. I can't even believe this. I'm like almost to 3K subs, which is just ridiculous to me. And if I may tell a quick story real quick, the only reason why I did YouTube videos 7 years ago was to interact with more Cowboy fans and talk to Cowboy fans. And I'm telling you, it's worked, right? And so just really thank you guys for that. And yeah, Cowboys Corner on YouTube, Cowboys Corner on Twitter. And great show, Joe. Thank you for letting me be on here talking ball with one of the best here on YouTube.
Thank you indeed, Mike. Yeah, great questions and comments from all you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. And if you're catching this on replay, hit like on the video. Continue to subscribe and support the podcast. Where can they catch the podcast, Mike?
iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes.
There we go, guys. There we go. Great show, guys. But that's all we have. We'll catch you for the next one, everybody. Peace out, everybody.